In the day's other news, the U.S. Supreme Court ordered a halt to counting for the U.S. Census. Civil rights groups wanted to continue until October 31st to prevent an undercount of minorities. The Trump administration argued the count should end immediately so that it can report final numbers by a year-end deadline. Online voter registration was disrupted in Virginia today on the deadline date for signing up. State officials blamed an accidental cut in a fiber optic cable. The outage could prevent thousands of people from registering to vote. The FBI says that anti-government groups from several states discussed kidnapping Virginia Governor Ralph Northam last summer. An FBI agent says they oppose Northam's pandemic lockdown orders. The disclosure came today at a federal court hearing in Michigan, where 6 men are accused of plotting to kidnap that governor, Gretchen Whitmer. In Europe, the World Health Organization reports a second wave of COVID-19 is accelerating, with 700,000 cases last week. That is up 34% from a week earlier. Britain, France, Russia, and Spain are hardest hit, and they and other countries are imposing fresh controls. In Italy today, there was grim acceptance by many.
Che cosa si deve fare? Così si deve fare.
It must be done. That's what we have to do because the infection is flying, and that's the only thing we can do to protect ourselves, the elderly, and children. There's not much to discuss about freedom. The fact is, we're all in the middle of a pandemic, full stop.
Meanwhile, Johnson & Johnson halted a late-stage vaccine trial after a participant developed an unexplained illness. And Eli Lilly paused a study testing its drug remdesivir after an antibody therapy. Antibody therapy. It cited safety reasons, but it gave no details. The UN Weather Agency warned today that the numbers of people needing humanitarian help could jump 50% by 2030 due to natural disasters. That would be compared with 108 million people who needed aid in 2018. The UN group blames a rise in extreme weather events attributed to climate change. The World Trade Organization has cleared the way for the European Union to slap $4 billion in tariffs on U.S. goods. It stems from a long-running fight over aircraft subsidies. The WTO says that U.S. tax breaks for Boeing broke trade rules. It already authorized $7.5 billion in U.S. penalties on European goods over EU support for Airbus. Back in this country, Social Security recipients will get a COLA, or cost of living adjustment, that averages $20 a month. Officials today announced an increase of 1.3% for next year. That is slightly less than this year's adjustment. And on Wall Street, stocks reined in after a 4-day rally. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 157 points to close at 28,679. The Nasdaq fell 12 points, and the S&P 500 slipped 22. Still to come on the NewsHour, the death toll from COVID-19 continues to climb as winter approaches. And we show how Amazon is misleading the public about rising injury rates at the company.
This is the PBS NewsHour from WETA Studios in Washington and in the West from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism at Arizona State University.